Bueno, tuweta na break water na batu ndene ya Waru TV tuchoka kiri siasa no wambi na itukwenda kwa element mwanya especially kiri mathematics ya 2027 mwa kiri county ya Meru kiri siasa cha Mount Kenya East na Kenya yonde na direnda tuambiri na siasa cha Meru because abunge ba Meru they have branded as the worst MP baraba atarwa ndene ya history ya Meru kumiratura kudura abunge na abunge baba rerekana batiumba kulobe anything for this county, not that batina power pena power lakini power yo batikuomba metumira ura kubatire argument ni abunge bange barimo from other constituencies bake ya Meru kwa tukaiba bakwa on behalf of abunge ba Meru na girekana itarea president yeite kwa mantu ya nyota instead of the host MP ukaribisha bunge bangi majority leader yerewa kukaribisha bunge bangi na kinya kiunjuri nona ketea kia Meru abunge baka watureke kiunjuri atwaredi. So I think we have a problem na problem wende na panelist bagwa na kinya babwe bora ni abatukulu kuna 23578 na by SMS na tutre live kre Facebook tutre live kre YouTube kedra nkidwa mantu medi Ciaca tutana beda na mubango yo. So daktari, because we will aspire utweka member of parliament, where did Meru go wrong in 2022? Because Meru netura akuthurana tutaibo kelele kira ke Meru thai dingi in history because abunge ba Meru barekana batikumbo champion history cha Meru good friends na presidents but people here akaba comfortable.
Ibwega bana Edward rikeka mbuyibwega na kedia Meru beto na nkuribwega no tubambo wango yeruari na I'm happy with that yake ndatwareria mantu ya siasa chetu cha Meru na ndene Kenya na kikatha kia mnonto beto batiani west na ndatu kurombete kia muyumbe. Number 1 mutembeki urekira wa uria ntekwenda kuthithia collective condemnation ya political class ya Meru. No, some are doing well. Some are doing well. Tokia kuwe kuthithia mapping ya performance kwa members of parliament bacho meeting no kulobe one or two things. That one we must agree that at least some are working. Others are sleeping. Number 2, siasa ya uchore ni ombeta nkurukia siasa ya activism. Na ndo siasa uchore ni uchore bwa witamethane kurimbi tukona. But okay, with the way no chore kithia bathirikari, you must know how to use it because of that period of time. No bo thai weta. So uchore bora tu na bo Meru thai na thirikari bo batu kutha bwetumika bwega na members betu bakaitha bacho metie kuthithia. Number 3, the big mistake also we have made, I think ndomba kuchoka nyuma na ranka wa mistake ina nene twabwithirie during the election. We actually went to this election blindly. Ito na support ina muno ya the government in 2022. That one you must agree on by euphoria kind of following William, which actually William created for himself. Whether mutokorongo ya actually William muno ichurire kura chia this region for himself. That one, and I can tell you a narrative about it. Munturo ta na William that time would fall. It's not the other way. Burando bagwe churire William kura actually so most of it. Actually William no churire members of parliament kura. William no churire members of parliament kura. And this is, I can support this statistically not on dembo kuira every period of time where to amenya a member of parliament uriko kuthithia boya no uriko kuthithia boya politically. Na rea William ona itukwena he came and gave a boost support. That's how we were able to gain quite a number of members of parliament back. Kona ite be members non to wake amaka UDA. That time it was very popular. Now no very popular. It's William who was popular. So okay, I'm okay on the William Akayana. At that time, he too have won the favor of the people. Not to already by William. So what I'm saying, out of that friendship, we forgot that politics is the matter with on the table. To William Nande as a region, but to agree. Itu batukuda tuena checklist. To amura nande batu to kwenda itebi bibyo tuena bio. Ibyo to kwenda kenda tuita to kimaka what happened. My brother to Ariye Mantu una none of us wanted to listen, including the Mithika that is talking today. Itu kurina to mura wande to muri to karande na munene na members of parliament babu table negotiate ibi into bila to kwenda bimi barabara yana to kwenda ibarabara iri kwa every constituency ni appointment yana to kwenda iba auto kwenda bari teno government ine iba auto to kwenda bongelwa. And what we were told is that thirikari ne tutu to kwa watu wetata to kwenda ende kitha no thirikari ne toto waitikiria because our work was to support. So I think bira turagire from a political class is the goodwill, I mean the wisdom yo tumbira the goodwill we are having on the table to support thirikari, then do about what are we getting from it. Now, you don't have to make noise Edward. You only have to be on the table. Now, opportunities in them. I think William always give these people a good President William give them an opportunity to see how many times these people have gone to State House. In Italy, countless times. But woman now already in Bimuto ya kuiba kwa na bio kuiba kwaga. Need to kuna that imbalance. So the most important thing ni umebora wena bobo wana interest ila wena chucha mtu baraba kwa elected kureta kintu through the
reason you wako na kurombe teke
be reason irangu nda kurombe teke MP is one of that my brother nonto ya batu kaya kwetu wewe ngombira kwetu utibyo tu na beauty ya west. Actually we are the last in Meru County. Wata mtu kurongo ya we are the last in Meru County. Te barabara turi tomba wita lami wenya na kwetu tomba access nyamba hapa pita na tumeme tiki thomo kira tu kwariria turi daia na baba ingi muno batete school na school chetu chonde kaira na mere down including the boys that we are talking about. It was a giant school at Rochi na Meru school. Daia chilo ati it was small schools Sunday school tura just the other day. This timatori my brother this timatori we are actually the lowest down into the electricity coverage.
Second time MP is a doctor.
He is a second time MP na ronda tura dirikani. Nya last election na dirikani ne. Atare ken Jubilee appoint a elected na Jubilee. Daia he has been a darling of the president. He keeps on telling people he's a president. So it is not about the government of the day. It's about the person himself. When interest jantu. Nambro intobika biromba wapi kielenka nawa. Ibiteringa wana kibara most of the time. Kabiromba wapi kielenka nawa ukaretera anto intobio. So Tiania West we have lost like almost 15 years. It is difficult even to recover the time we have lost.
Why? Kaime crop ya tongere barabara Meru thai. Katuringa kura na emotions tukara kumenya who to vote in, who to vote out, because demo wave ne yayo ntu daktari akuwa wave ya UDA ne ire kama tabamwe eba india bunge, and then baraba tari kiri murengo ya President William Ruto bana. Do we really vote kuringana na capacity ya mutongeria kana turinga kura nonto ito bahati kuringira so and so ai murengo ne fulani tino ntu mtu na komba.
Well, kinyani kanyu ki opportunity yo ringi nkethie Mumeru na especially antu ba botho ku West na kinyani ngwande na interest in 2027 ya gitiki MCA ki abotho ku West. Buge unfortunately Meru to ina trend to patere ku change kinya ba ututore alingi kura. Actually for the last maybe time ira unde thorande na orange ya kuona antu bakiringa kura na ngataga patterns ya kuringa kura across Meru. We mostly Meru petaga kuringa kura not to elect someone but actually kurita ore ore gitene kuma gitene kiwari for one reason or another. For the longest time around the siasa ene I have seen people gweta te kudhurana but kudhuruka. You see now most of the times bakorirwa guteka character ya mtu uraba kuringa na uraba kuringira na kumuteka kinyaba of course ba question both character ba question kinya capability yawe betete yake for the purposes ya kulitore or getene maybe for underperformance or something, but it is something ba ututore alingi kura to batere ku change to kedro to get time gutega qualities tia mutongeria no, it is not everyone that can deliver. Kule mutongerio teta on the table ku negotiate. Kule mutongerio tije kinya what needs to be done when and where. You see now the moment you get a kudhuro kore or getene, of course most of the times we end up getting the wrong people again. No, to most of the times we end up kuchwa mtu la popular. Now sometimes popularity is not always equal to delivering. Popularity sometimes inejana ya kuna so many factors ila contribute akiri mtu kudhwari popular. Na kinyo kataka voting patterns chetu kiri support thirikari and the rest may it be from nyakulingira president and the ile inge. Most of the times Ameru whether to bakithingata who is that is capable of kujukia giti most of ukethra mtu no thingati mono ne Ameru betite kulinga kura, and that is why Kaberi yako me put very well that in 2022 Ameru it is William that has already and built enough following for himself in Meru na baba inge bara indi na following yeu, so Ameru batathura gantu baba inge nuntu bwa bakwithura antu bara kabari capable ikwithura kipe associated na William Ruto that time. In 2027 we are also likely to get it wrong if we do not get back to the drawing board as a community tutega qualities cia tongeria baraba Quran iba uba guchindana. What is it that kaime omba kureta differently na the other person, then we are able to gauge. You see, allow me to quote ithurano bia RSK, bia institution ya lawyers. Ugateka rira lawyers bakuthurana, but it for popularism. Usually lawyers they always argue for the against issues. Imbi ogwa wanenkero this case wa me argue ojo na batu turinge expect me argue this other way no ntoba this and that reason. Kaunto kau kanindiniga case fulani kakatuma antu bakarega kuthura mtu fulani no ntoba case ye mwake argue against the right thing. How I wish kethra muringi okura omba kuthuganio lawyers bathuganagia gutega mtu au omesere kanintini then tukaria rais ogwe. You see, as right mess ya mutongeria means of course mess yenene muno nikire antu bawe no ntorira nande example bana kaberia gukutera. We have seen so many meetings state house tia tongeria beto pamero in some places those meetings which kureta project on the ground. In other areas nothing is happening, so ukarigwa re no ntobwinde boerwe platform yemwe mea kuri bombu gabeta bakaugorea njaruo titura kuga baba augete onari ikubu ino kutho kuri bobetha betete gwikia bangi ngugi na tutura miru tupatere gukaranthe guru kunginchi tukorania atiri tukathithia blanket condemnation ora ya state house. My friend, I'm not elected. No, yes, I have gone there, yes. But when we are invited na rira mostly rira michemani ya state house yeti ya kirende gutiro kirende gitakurua ka kirende gitakwirwa
kwiro bwetete bukandika bukawa imenti central turenda bu TNWS turenda u you have been there. So
well, that is one meeting nena gukonia atiri atongeria ba meru ibeti michemanio timu tuju mweti iri tithatu na kinyaru abagetwa kairi atongeria bara elected MCAs, members of parliament we bonde baget ibeta wa gukarande guru antuba each constituency, each ward, each area ya jurisdiction ene babatera gukarande guru bakachuria atiri bautu turi antuba area frani imbione kete kumane na bichema gera kire bautwe kedra gutebio. You should then realize the natera azima idhuru ina are eguru iri thina no idhuru ni ajojo kwenu iri nunturi ikeja kuthwa michema ni ewe thithwa kunge antu iba gutetheka nuntu for example, I'm not here to campaign for anyone, but for example right now the reason as to why nkwira miru tu maumirio tu thirikari ne na kuigwa ni de comfortable kugo u mirandi ya gwetu na ajojo kwetu aja turi centralment tha iji tukwaria contractor wa barabara ekatheri ali back on site na ale akwe kumira actually ramini aro akatheri agwatithene na rami ije kuma kitembene gwitia au ne umirite contractor barabara ekutonyera kinjo ali back on site ka kuthithia barabara already ale almost 1 km aturite rami inkuona indrenage bakuthithia tha iji ndirerwa bakachoka pa main ground for some time nuntu kenda beja kutegerwa that first phase ya ngugi bali wa tekomenya gora betanagia na thirikari. You see now, as for me, biria uni kwenda ikuona mirandi ikithithika gwetu. I'm waiting for nuntu ndigwa contractor uri katheri no witite barabara na ikithirone kwena makariene oni beterete eja kariene eja barabara na iwe ikithirone kwena makariene nuntu nyane go perfect inkurukini o barabara ekwe kwa nanja gwetu biu oni byo beterete. So interview kwa tweka gweta state house ibi kweja gwetu, to me I shouldn't be crapping teka mbatere kwendelea oni kuga mbu la iria kuribyo bikuthithika mbatere go support biu bithithika but ura gutebyo bikuthithwa kwa no akori atiri what is it that might be not imbiomba kwithwo ete gwita bwega na imbito batere go change kenda bire bikukarika kiri bangiri bikarika.
Fair enough. Daktari, allow me, former CS Imuchore Oku, we might not maybe ride on the same agenda, but Imuchore Oku. But now, politically, he's no longer supporting the government that he campaigned to nabutirwe na numo baraba atakite abunge Bamero. And then number two, my question is not even attack abunge. My question is this: are Bamero it represented well at the national level, and that is why akaro na thirikari rere okaiteneka because ite Bamero nenkari bite quit kiri representation irabe ni at the national level. Na argument wene ati president yayukirie muntu tikumba kureta amiru amwe muntu utimenya kumasu anything politically kuretera amiru atimenya wita mona muchemanio kimuthigire nyotu garugure the current CS0 ro thai utimenya kwawe you cannot get where he is so mero obo katuri under represented ki national level according na kurira mumero waringire 2022
Mutembe, it's very unfortunate. Waziri, lately the comments, irakareta ikakia mno into the branding of people. There I absolutely disagree with him from that point. Now, from what I see it, every one of us has their beginning. Whatever the beginning yawe. Without being personal, if we take back years, Mithika where he was, where this Waziri is, this Waziri could be better than where Mithika was at his age. No muntu endo timuntu ti story awe ya bora progressete because timuntu chiari at where the level ya Kenya oni I have hanjani that I can talk. Na muntu akendo njoge miaka 20 kana 30 years, you see a very different kaberia, you see a very different kaime, you see a very different Mutembe. So basically it is not necessary always to condemn someone because of what he is and where he has come from. All of us, we build a journey. We become great in our process. Therefore, I don't belong in that school of thought of condemnation. With names, I think we need to get out of that politics. Number two, on mere negotiation, that's why I'm not easily going to agree with Waziri Mithika. 2022 no areti mulinda wetu Meru. He was the one actually who was chairing all our meetings, including all the members of parliament, our candidates for MCA, where I ended the secretariat, because I was actually taking the minutes for all the caucuses that were there. When the president candidate was coming, Mithika was actually sitting to the president next, as is deputizing the chair, still taking the minutes as the coordinator of the party that time. We all had the opportunity that time to actually put something, as I said, to put something on the table. What has changed between 2022 and now 2026? It has changed because maybe Mithika is in the government. Number two, Mithika was also in the government for the next around 2 years. 2.5 years. What much difference did we see in between that period of time? Leadership waziri, now how many times did he bring the members of parliament together to negotiate on Meru issues? You know, members of parliament to negotiate A, B, C, D. How many times to and then the members of parliament approve and leader? Number three. Yes.
Arua netra karandina bunge bomero ayabera no to president atiko dikera pawe iteniko kalonzo nara kanda president yobocho was it right
Nande, bro, you know, that is not even genuine from where you sit, because as a good patriot and as a good leader and a politician
you resign.
You just say that my ideologies are not in tandem with what the government is doing. You just say, I'm sorry, I want to step aside. Let me go and do other things against the government. But you know, you cannot with the Q&A, that is what we call insubordination. Insubordinate your own appointing authority, you're sitting in cabinet, and you have taken an oath of office. Actually, you respect that office and the other office you have taken, because you have taken an oath office to support the president. You know, Mutembe, and I'm saying this because I saw a very reckless statement from the deputy president yesterday. He almost slapped the president. That's very shameful. That's not from a leader. No conversation.
In fact, not deputy, former deputy president.
Former deputy president. Yes. Bura aringaira munene meda, ati munene aringa meda no akaringa meda. Kana he almost slapped him. Actually, he almost slapped the president.
Actually, I regret I should have done it.
I should have done it. No gona.
You would bang the bang it back.
Bona bro, the nira to right. Najua me ibongo ndanto wetu bona. It was always right to do what people did to allow him to go. Actually, that's what was happening in the presidency. Then we didn't have a presidency. So, if you're seated in an executive, do the executive duties. If you are elected as a member of parliament, do the work of the member of parliament. You cannot do both.
Of course.
Barenda waziri muga aita politicians baita noena. Muga has a responsibility ya waziri wa ruwe and sanitation na timiro waki. Katu na advantage ya gwethere muga ai waziri wa tu wa ruwe omete miro. It can come from anywhere else. Barenda muga aita members of parliament batithia bena kaukasi yao. If they want to consult, they can come muga. Abere batu imantu yetu ya ruwe boya kayuri ku to support him because you are our son. Ito kwanda ndui na. We don't need a waziri to lead the members of parliament.
Yeah.
We must separate.
Actually, there are other figures who can do it.
Yes, we must separate the two, my brother, and I want to be clear. Na ingo ndamiro mamba ilia. Uweta muntu borongo yabo ati waziri, they should be sitting on the table to actually discuss matters of politics meru. Discuss matters, issues on that ministry. Ila waziri akanino nto. Waziri ngwe wene ya Kenya temero waki. Katu ina advantage, na ituwa tumetume na sana advantage, tuamboro wa you our son. If it is the budget allocation, tuchwirire ndui ya nona, here na atu na dhina na aka lobby, because he has also to lobby through the cabinet decision na ndo ya uke da budget yomba wetate, yomba kwa pass through the treasury. So kiburi keke kuwa tindari waziri angaenda eta nanga, dabetanga, ituwa to separate those issues, so that we allow the members of parliament to remain on the oversight. So what they on the oversight, people will judge them on the oversight because they are elected. You as an appointee of the president, you don't qualify in any way to find any variables and parameters. Chegua members of parliament batu trimana kana to batu eta babari. So angwenda it was run the functionalities chama nto yagenda moto beto mbo otethi anto beto tureko changanya anto beto na manto yata na muta feeling wina yawe na reke kuthithia collective blaming.
All right.
With all due respect, Bwana Mutembei, the former CS, I find it rhetorical, allow me to use that word, liria former CS akwaria manto ja appointments kuthura miru itetegeribo gai this government, whereas noe wari in the forefront kire negotiations iria cianathithwa na thirikari iji for the Ameru people. Liria ari CS, tutari CS baire dene miru, tutari CS umwe na noe wenka wari CS. He never made any argument ya kuga Meru tutwerie CS bairi. Why speak about it today, whereas there uga wari CS utareta that argument, of which I also agree that Meru tutwerie CS bairi. If a second slot came, I would also appreciate, but for the CS, former CS methekari nturi na aru kuthurwa akiaragia Meru ne ije kaya election changed kwa CS yomwe is wrong today. No nturira we ari na that opportunity na riria akara cabinet ni ari argue that point kiri ari na president akamuthikira atamiuka.
Yes, okay, Dr.
Wait, there's something I want to clear. It was CS Bairi. We didn't have a deputy speaker in Senate.
Yes.
Now you know the level of the deputy speaker in Senate. You know the level of a deputy speaker in Senate. It almost consumed two.
Yes.
Yes. It was in a PS. I think Bairi. There we have 3 PSs.
Yeah.
I'm going to worry at the level of the executive so that Antobeto Menya. It was tutari. I think chairman ura tuari no members of parliament buika dhuri akiri wa special funds. Da ito na chairman wa agriculture mujungwe o kwa ito wa mutunga no chairman wa agriculture na rendikiri ni vice chair wa housing. Yes. You know, at that level of the consummation of high level, so there to kwa rimanto waziri baile it's already in a question of balance. Must we name a waziri so that we say that we have been having senior position at the government? Ile ngo iko tuna speaker at the national level. In history.
Actually, deona argument ya antopara bakuga ibabu tro thirikari ne na former CS methekari nturi na proponents bau bangi bena bo bakiara iri antopara babu tro thirikari ne. Most of those people bakwariri babu tro when metheka was CS.
Like who?
Like Kinoti former DCI Kanata wa CEO wa NGO Coordination Board babutirwe mitheka ari CS Gachagua.
I think
Kinyaiji kome abuti mitheka ari CS. So at the end of the day na arua kuja nuntu akibo umire thirikari ne kuja kwambiria ku brainwash ya Meru karaje ka thirikari yambiria kubuta anto baba rira uko umagitine just to say uko no itro gitine
mithika atena thina kirito gya kwa point kana munya kana kaju mithika na thina no ntuba muga is a young man
but then bautu young people then tukambiria kuigwa twi agitite ndi no nturi rira president William Ruto akurukire gitine na the reason as to why many of us voted for him as young people ni argument ire jite ne gutwira atiri batu turi antu ba bethi gutiri reason ye kwithura tugetagwa years of experience wetete kuromba ngugi whereas you are young no tuna nenkero opportunity ya ku gain that experience na nina rwe muga nenkeri opportunity batuka tukuguru turi young people no ntwa kwa opportunity ku build experience na nimithika wambire gutura tuchoke na ara batu taumire ri what are you really telling us?
But something Mutebe,
yes.
so that we don't leave this living hanging like kanto bakubutoa. For example ya mutuma kanata I'm sure itamwe wethirire
Of course.
NGO coordination.
Yeah.
Utemuto butire mutuma. And I think you can come here and actually say it. Mutuma served his complete term ya NGO coordination. Bila tupatikuta tukiarira ite kwa nanto babutiro. Either we need a replacement negotiated that it right nagitika NGO coordination.
Yeah.
Itwe wasi yonge na tela zima NGO coordination ndo tako ite shaped kya kuita a particular region.
Yeah.
So basically what we need to put on the table and tupatiria terms chao, how do we substitute in the same numbers to consolidate the numbers we are negotiating for. But all the same, government is government, my brother. Na okay, with what supporting government of the day, why do you feel entitled to be rewarded? Everyone knows Mutuma didn't support William. He was actually the coordinator. Was the Mio in the region? I'm sorry to discuss him. Can't take on the issue and debating on to Rato Kambia that tukiwa bakubuto bakara. Did we even negotiate for that so that Antubara Baiko ba retained by the other side of the government? Because Batubara to support her, to support the guy to equal. People should not feel entitled now we have a government no Nabatame supporter that they are offended when their terms or when their terms are either not renewed or my brother uncle will not feel offended. But it is the injuration of the president to say that I have either served my term or I'm good. It's what I'm good. I will support the president.
What's our response? One of
yes. Yes.
Brera was fired the other day.
Yes.
Response yeku kana maybe feeling yeku kulukira kwengo kwawe.
My brother is exactly what I have said.
Yes.
You can't bite the hand that is feeding you. You can't, it's wrong with our manners. I saw my good friend Brady here the other day, and it is in good
fact,
shape.
She is lamenting.
She shouldn't. Actually, President has been very patient. The appointing authority has been very patient. You can't critique a system you are allowed yourself to be in. You need to take any philosophy of leadership and good governance. Lily is a very good governance person. She's an expert of good governance. Good governance that does not allow to do a public lamentation on a government you're serving. Good governance tells you, step aside, critique that government. Ukiwa nje. Gina batumbro in the media, katutani antobetu. Ruarenga ikwa William and Kindiki is not doing very well. I'm serving in a very high level organization. I will just step aside and they say, well, you people, to wait. Let's move. Now, whether no go critique, there are other ways of doing it. You will access. There are other very organized and good mannered way of doing it. Good governance. Good governance, my brother. So, why do you feel so pained that you in the government not take one uma? So, whether corona munena nara, na still munena wako rita, then you feel a lot of pain.
Now we serve under his mercy. How?
So, because now you forgive me, no to boko difa krimi theka utuko. Only I listened to him. Sometimes back, Krito Murungano about kwa majority Linda kiri Senate, but no mobilizer abunge. Koreana na Krito Murungu tuweka majority kiri Senate na mobilize for Kithure Kindiki. In fact, we no kere abunge mbesa. And then achoke weringi nuwe was behind Kithure Kindiki ateka deputy presidents, arera President Ruto. If you pick this guy, batu to wachindo. So Mithika is he arguing out of concern yantubamero kana he is bitter because kwe antubange batiro pawen hari kuengwa now now feel antu baba te bati kutha beke pa ni udhu ni tama or I do not even know how to describe this.
Ikinyani wenko miss once injaga cha gutumira nonto argument yawe inene perspective ete genuine in any way na gotino buru you cannot tell me that Medeka is arguing for the sake of the Meru people. Ki argument tionde inyato ametaka na dimension eriko nonto re kedra in the first place kiraito na gukare gutueka majority leader in the Senate we sa Meru ugo weta ko mobilize against we. Was it really for the interest of the community? Number 2, wa mobilize ajumbe bateka aedie kiraitu majority wajukia Professor Kithure Kindiki back then atuika majority na ugo igwa mobilize. Today it is Professor Kithure Kindiki ukurwanwe ali deputy president no kiuga ate Mumeru Tharaka te Ameru. Is that really argument correct? Nontorera ugo mobilize Ameru ajumbe baraka kujukia kiraitu Murungi who is from Meru.
No, I mobilized Kindiki took majority. Acho ka mobilize ringe abunge Kindiki atakaye deputy president.
You see argument hiyo yonde ne gutwira muntu uyu gutino kinyamwe ethera kiaragia for the community. Argument hiyo chionde na buru with all due respect I respect Medeka so much is tonte mono for so many reasons that tobacco are in another different forum, but argument chiawe especially the current arguments is all about bitterness ya kwithwa akena umire thirikari ine ya kwithirwa na ejokira waziri. You say the fact that no ejokira waziri does not mean Kamero ya ere short changed. Medeka as a person pa utu tore Amero itogeragia guchuria for those 2 years as avire ari waziri as a community na tatu benefitete kumana na gite kiawe kia waziri imbie ya Meru kumania nwe kena nyatu jukia argument chia na tumyo kiare ari very serious. Kira tumba unarwo gwita twa apindu nkorwa waziri Peter Munyimbi atorete ari waziri wa agriculture ndeta na harure gembe ndeta kona nya KCC ira yakirwo no nkorwa imbi waziri Munyaretere ari minister wa agriculture ndomba kuthiuruka na majani kauga ti reforms chiajanirie kumania nwe. What about you Medeka Ntore for 2 years we cabinet secretary wa agriculture? What is it that we can proudly argue about kumania na ministry ya?
We leave that topic to that.
Bad leadership. It is only when a leader thinks it works because he is seated on the chair.
Yeah.
Bad leadership is always when a person imagines that it only works for anyone and for himself when he is seated on the seat. Tugoroke bela, it is bad.
Tugura
wego, it is good. That's a bad leader.
Now, number 2. Mudaraka Mumeru because
yes,
Mumeru.
Yes.
Because I have had a conversation and even yesterday night it was repeated severally from him. Our Mudaraka na yidre etadaraka na kura chemeru itina value. So my question is this: between Gachagua and Professor Kindiki, who is near Mumeru? Let's assume Mudaraka te Mumeru. Let's assume, because in politics, let's assume, but between Gachagua, uram okuendu Meru thai, the baba okupinga thirikari, and Professor Kindiki who comes from the Rakaiya, who is near and who is more appealing kire kuende Mumeru between the two of them?
Statistics chia Kenya NCIC statistics data. You create the Mudarakana. Kill the 47 tribes. 45 for the Igrit and Mudarakana. But you know Daraka area recognized as a tribe.
It's a sub-tribe.
It's a sub-tribe. A tribe of Meru, sub-tribe. Statistics data and the Gananto Nara Daraka Eka part of Meru. Either Iba Iba as a tribe can be recognized as an ethnic community. In ethnic distribution, Daraka is Meru. Kenya Kindriana Baita Lawachi and Dekwa. In the public service sector and everything else, Daraka is in Meru. What you know, Rona Daraka, he had declared either in Konaba Kichumia and they are recognized not to public service distribution. So where would you place it? It's still in Meru. Daraka to a Meru to Meru district.
Yeah.
But the other day actually they were negotiating it to Meru South. You remember that debate that was shelved somewhere. So I think to Kenama that level. I think for me, I'm going to choke the Oriental Comania Tomboria.
Dauria narrative ya kuwa Professor Timo Meru and Meru County will not support him, and Gachagua who comes from Madira and Kindiki who comes from the Rakaiya no Mumeru nkuluki yongi.
Kindiki akarenu ya Gwabragwa.
Yeah, true.
Automatically 78-90% you understand his language. Mwiko akaria, what do you do? You can't even respond to na Gĩkũ. Yogari na wamuchokeria na Gĩthwaĩri kana wamuchokeria na Gĩchungu. Mutharaka wamuchokeria na Kĩmĩrũ. Who is more closer? Who is more closer? Tharaka ya kura Nyaka and deputy president riba by the indirect beneficiary. Bayo. Because all the fruits Nyaka go Tharaka yokurwa. Tharaka who enjoy fruits Tharaka nearer than going to Nyeri. Hii county yana to uita to Nyeri. Hii barabara hii county yana okelo wiki Nyeri. Hii county hii yana okelo wiki Tharaka. You know, let us be genuine. Turekane na selfish politics.
Yeah.
Turekane na siasa cha wikumia na siasa selfish cha self gains. Utero kinya to kare kuringia kende kikuru utero kende kyake huka Mumeru.
Yeah.
Yesa Mumeru. Now we also carry the blame. Utero wana kwa no mobilize the members of parliament at the deputy president.
Yes.
For what reason?
How did he benefit?
Eh?
Did he become the deputy president?
So, affirmative, yes. Tharaka is a Meru, Kindiki is a Mumeru. Kindikara arengi wathera are asande. Imbi ariri, Kimiru ariri.
Kimiru.
Na tubetu bonde bara igobara wetate.
Akuga.
Kasha kwake yakari gekwara ni antubana bombo pick. What you saying other than you keep on conceptualizing no kongania me bure kuwa. So my brother katwira ne katwa in genuine. Ntekwenda kuthithia I don't want to do populist politics. Let's do a politics of facts. Kenda tominyote ndi antu betu. We have no reason not to support Kindiki.
Wow.
Mutembei,
Yes.
Tharaka is a subtribe of Meru. Meru is made up of so many subtribes. Actually, tuenda kethira data ya thirikari ni kumba ku recognize subtribes cia Meru cionthe cia subtribes. Nuntu there are more benefits in them kinya tukiargue when it comes to government appointments. Tomba kwagi tukiuga however much buto appointed antu thirikari ri we subtribe ingire ajojo no yetu but gote mtu tukona thirikari ni. So you see tomato tera tunde tuithegwa to recognize as a tribe or a subtribe or anything teni untu baguchie banire na bangi inu untu bakugeria kurobe more resources kuma thirikari na especially when it comes to specifically appointments na employment.
Yeah.
Nuntu ndate thirikari ni geria gutegera mantu jau nenya mono nuntu bari general balancing. So tuketa kire argument cianga bakagwe mangora betere kwa na mo yanga kenda bagitwa batwika recognized as a tribe anga tutakira argument cia kende kyanga ibeiketie. All those things were done at that time specifically kugeria kurobe more resources kire antu betu nuntu narua you remember last year but one somewhere kore kwari na argument ya Meru County negitanyo yume county sijiri
nyambene na
nyambene
erika nyambene ke ugere kwa Meru
keka ejo ka Meru kukomba kugitanwa u much better niki it means more resources to the ground, it means more appointments to the ground, it means more areas cha kurobi, it means more platforms cha kumba kurobi na national government na nenda to cha gutuiranga nuntu kindiki betere kwa aju igitarira ya census sorry to the of nuntu po katiba ibetere kwa aju Tharaka recognize na ndiba achigitere kuma kire Meru. That is primitive thinking na ndekera tu tumeputa as it is. Secondary na harua turi Meru ketha kuri muntu ungi tubatere gu support fully i Professor Kithure Kindiki. However much tumba kwa aju na njira cionde tukaju nteto tukenda kwa aju tukaju. Let's be sincere. Kuma thirikari ya William Ruto etonye gitine the first 2 years gatwarira tukiuga gutindo tukona ground ine and you also a witness last year but one somewhere ndeja platform neje tuketha tukiaragia thina mirandi ure kwamire anga gutena contractor ground ine anga gwakarire ichongo nire turaragia na harua we are having a different version ya discussion. So many project ira cia kwa Meru I can put it on record today that the contractors are back on site. Kiri so many areas in kai mono iritigere na aragwe pamoba tukumba kuiskuma na bwao. But in so many areas Professor Kithure Kindiki ni untu bwa influence yawe ya deputy president project chetu cha Meru chokerete. The other day turare no bantu ne ja MCK jite kinya gwita kutegera mirandi imwe ya Centuryment na arabo gaitiko barabara chijite kutura no nuntu bakugwathana na Tharaka Centuryment na Tharaka community bautu turi anturi ugatu tu benefit na itu tutetheka na intobiria so ketha kuri antu bangi babatere gukaria Professor Kithure Kindiki na inya ibautu turi Meru na mbitikiria nimpukeu I may be primitive maybe kinya ningwa na mathugane yakwa ntikumenya but Mumeru na tutegete na Mumeru no kumenya saidi. You see siasa is not about so much about 20 years to come. 20 years lazima mbithiro neo. Siasa is about today. Na haruo Professor Kithure Kindiki is the deputy president wa Republic ya Kenya. Na haruo tigana 2027. Na haruo Thaiji no deputy president tubatere kumukaria jamu Meru wetu akagita inya gwatuika bura bunthe akera raisi nuntu bwa Meru kabo kathikirwa nuntu bwa inya ria kuona Meru bena mbio benayo.
Let me give you one fact. Kwa mention rira kwa metheka na president tukarea
opiki
kindiki twa
I mean tukarea opiki
Gachagua twachindo
twa opiki kindiki.
This is a fact people don't know. Tukarea Gachagua atariro and deputy president, our opinion poll dropped at almost 15%.
Oh really?
15% because the country was ready scientifically. Scientifically na nyabo bokomenya fatigira yariko because William and True work hard to allow him get appreciated by the political elites. Yeah. Political elites bonde ba are disintegrated. Not to be the kind of a person we are talking about. Kindiki akore otarorana mate. My brother, I want to tell you our mathematics changed. And I'm sure and baba inge bataringe kura no to Kindiki. Because people were ready for Kindiki as a deputy president. Ready everywhere. Everywhere. That is when the mantra of mother effect came. That if we don't appoint Gachagua, tuwatakura chieko. Na actually Motembei Branco da tutikaniria na ituirigane na wana ndakura William and already created a constituency. Yawe ya Mount Kenya that time as the best preferred presidential candidate. Gachagua missed it. If Kindiki was, Gachagua would have. If Kindiki was, William would have done better. Scientifically. You can take that to the bank.
So
no ndo kurikana Meru ona ikuria na simio yonere.
100 and something.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you think if Kindiki was the deputy president would have done better? Yes, would have done better.
But don't you see the fact that now you're from the other side of the mountain?
There's nothing like the side of the mountain. No, to that time, Kenya William ageda tatara deputy president that time. Kida atitara ogeda take atibe kuwa. He still would have been the president.
Yeah.
If it is not by law that you should have a deputy president, Kenya ageda oti wa ari noe. Deputy president factor. We get the no factor wa.
Dr. Urando Bere with the exit of Gachagua na entrance ya professor. President William Ruto akona kurira onere Mount Kenya 2022
ateona ntekonda kunongo yantu ateona lakini akona kuri nyingi mno. Yes, we may not reach there,
yes,
but we'll be there.
We may not reach there,
yes,
but
we'll be there.
Why?
The story Gachagua is doing ya kwangara nyanto na kumbreno shanto is a factor we need to consider, but anto bakayowa kura charuto cha Mount Kenya ikana tuteko need 4 million ira tonere. No, we can't.
How many do you need?
We need 2.5 million.
Na ingi na
tukarita nau na uange tukarita Nyanza, tukarita Coast, tukarita Northeastern. William will win with a margin of 1.5 2.2 million.
Are you of the same school of William Ruto that you will win?
Who
with
is
a
his competitor?
Of course, the United Opposition.
Who is the United Opposition? Who?
Gachagua, Kalonzo, Matiang,
Bas.
Eugene.
You know, you're not answering my question. Who is the?
I know the.
Who is the presidential candidate?
I do not
competing.
Know. I
William.
don't know.
So William is the president.
Why? Kankwere, so many people may not agree with me. You know, sincerely speaking, kurero ground thirikari rari kuthuka muno. For so many reasons. But one of the issues mbomba kwera Meru, mutongeria tu urainda tu na itawata popularist arguments ira chire na uome. Mutongeria nura wona yantu uma whether iba kwenda kubona kana bate kwenda kubona. Truth be told, with the current status ya siasa cia Kenya, President William Ruto agachoka na manji nene mono nuntu kwa siasa cia Kenya ureikari. Opposition dereri I think in the morning we had an argument ira tukwaragia manto jankatheti. Opposition dereri monkatha ijetiromba kurari behind one individual urabomba kuenderia Kenyans na Kenyans ba mo accept. They are still in argument. Kalonzo, Matiang'i na neno kona Pasifuna ibejere that force ne kwenda kuiform nara na Pasifuna na timu ile ngi. By the time Bangiri who is their presidential candidate, William Ruto na timu hapa kaba bathiurukite Kenya across, and look at this matrix. ODM pachindene na William Ruto na kura just 200,000. Today ODM is somehow divided in the middle. One faction of that ODM in a William Ruto. The other faction, the Ekaraja Ekegeta opposition. To whose advantage is that happening? William Ruto atari na baba ba UDM budget kethira nusu atuge out of was it 6 million or something nusu ya 6 million is 3 million akuongera kura 3 million on his side kuma kiri UDM nusu ere ngegweta kiri opposition let's say Mount Kenya ri kekura million inya kinya tukethuri nusu twaga chieta kiri opposition then it means opposition ke twika more weaker nunto William agotikwa na advantage ya 2 million ya Mount Kenya na ngeni 3 million kuma kiri opposition coast Nyanza pau bonde budget they are half ira tauge UDM. So if that argument is something to go by, then bautu twethora tuyata very great risk ya kuza tutite direction ya opposition na especially now that turi at the center ya thirikari tuina one of our own Afero Mumeru kithura kidirike ali deputy president. You see kuri amwe batu tubatere gukinyinya twingoja Meru tugachanuka tukambiria kuria rais kokua Kibaki kathiritie thina cio thaya kenda atuika president yo Kenya na natuikira president nomba go perform tekale akuthirie thina cio inyana aruogeto thaya constituency ina challenges imu ira tugo face today but Kibaki was their MP na at the same time turamunengera gitera atuika president ka Uhuru athiritie thina cia Gatundu kenda atuika president yo Kenya today Gatundu is also suffering like other Kenyans but no nto antu bao ibateka kuraja bakaria rais with Kibaki as the president bakona tibitari jera bene ona arwa level 5 ya tawambio mama Ruse Kibaki iri othaya constituency bakona tubarabara tu twingi tukithithwa twagwita kwa president njana nambi ndiraga tuika president bateka kuraja batu turi Meru tubatere guteka kuraja tukaria rais kindi kino ethirwa atithiritie thina cia Meru atithiritie thina cia Tharaka atithiritie thina cia constituency yewe. But that does not mean that he is not equal to the task. It is simply that he atera nenkero manto ire komba kuthithia major issues ira bautu turi nacho.
Daktari ODM President na William Ruto President nyana araikire nkobia ina yellow na orange tuko me agithore de kabande diva kadile story
yes.
But toga gona president yekira nkobia with those two colors ni ukuonia kuna kitu imefanyika hapa president mtowekire into pite kumieka no monka guthira kuna something they have negotiated na ODM bare ukira duare baka wito kuna deputy president totekwa na deputy presidents imbi ODM pio ngoba kwenda kithirikari because kinyabu ya kabate kumiba kwenda kago biba kwenda kithirikari bita defined kana already ba komea imbi ba kwenda kaba kwenda ku remain relevant.
Well, I may not speak about ODM with a lot of authority.
Yes.
But it is true, if you see how president is behaving, there is a quick conversation ya kuthithia coalition. That's in simple agreement on the Nandiko report, what's happening. They have their own points that they agreed. So they are at the verge of actually agreeing on a working formula. That means ODM is already working with the president. Number two, negotiation is there in so many ways. There's a political negotiation, but the political negotiation is different from the boardroom negotiation. Sometimes political negotiation the president shapes what actually will be on the table. So no one can be irrelevant that they need a higher position because
they need to begin from somewhere.
They want to begin from somewhere. So now whatever you're asking there, you may not get it. Iya weta kone kushinda yari mea wamba wetu waetu ngombe 50. Ukairo batu tulitana ako wetu ngombe 50. Kukarita ngombe 50. You sit down on the table de batu bana, tuteona ngombe 50, bito kuona ngombe 10. Buka angry boko wanende katu tukaniri ikinya nombi, ikinya no kuota kana ikinya nusu. So I think this is what the politics demands. Na leo kuota kwende UDA mami. UDA as much as it's not pulling that card, it's already owning the position. They can defend the position yayo. So it will be a win-win on the negotiation. But one thing kondo washwa. Take and deputy president get negotiate or get no get. They may ask for it, but they no get. Ote muntu cho kama antone ya kwariria get take deputy president ringe Mutembei. Nto witikia from any political arrangement ko muntu wenda kureta fatigue ya discussion ya take deputy president afresh. The way the country is looking at it. Their consciousness. To bring a new conversation of animate can rebrand a new person as a deputy president is more expensive. So factors sound constant the way it is. Kidego will still be the deputy president because UDA in BNB then. Because you are not negotiating William. We are not negotiating about William as a president. We are negotiating UDA in Abiome then. First thing, that one we are not losing it. Wow. But right. Not the deputy party leader of the UDA party. We cannot trade
the ruling party.
The ruling party. We cannot trade a deputy party leader of the ruling party. Let's negotiate something else, but not number 2.
Fair enough. Kaime no tuba time na alafu nikira daktari the final minutes. Handshake ya Uhuru na Rigathi Gachagua. Because kwa nkobia ndona nya Gachagua ekirete. Could it change voting pattern ya Mount Kenya?
Of course, if there would be an handshake between, if there, I'm
yes,
putting the
we have not seen it.
Of course, change so much in Mount Kenya, and of course, perceived voting patterns that to 2027. Change tena inya mono if Gachagua and Uhuru were to agree. But then I will still say, Kinyana Aruba Kadidi handshake. You see, challenge iteke whether Gachagua na Uhuru bagwatanirite. The challenge is who is the presidential candidate for opposition. A combination iwe kedro kariate who are they bringing on the table. So Kinya Uhuru bangiri na Gachagua kira ke ba thithia ka ba gita kainya nkurukika gwita on the negotiations table. Na nkwire Mutebe, do not be amazed. Come 2027, you may be surprised whether Uhuru na maybe Gachagua be negotiate under the current government. You may be surprised, and mark my words.
Mbona ni Raila will negotiate with Ruto. Daktari, you want to be the MP. I think it will not be fair to Mount Agure something. Impio kwenda or change Tiania West because Monatias and never had a vision. What do you want to change in Tiania West?
Thank you, Mother. I'm really very passionate about Tiania. On a half calf, in Korea Tonga about Tiania, Puramon Toriki. Our name has become because of education. Now, at the moment, we are losing that glory. I told you we don't have any cash crop, nothing. Pride Dieto, which has been built by a number of political class, is about education. That is the first thing that I have in my plan. Na Ndredanto Beto Mantoya Bangeta Yamanene is actually to make education accessible and easy. If you want to take the statistics, let me mention this. The statistics. Cheskuru chetu ila tunachoti anya West na au kidhomo kira expensive and brana baba ngiba utachukuru no tuwaka small little manager with skuru even in a day school ndona to an average around that 8 day secondary school. That's a very big number. Around that 7 day secondary school. Kiri that 7 day secondary school you to a population ya around 4,800 baraba with a day school. So you can imagine almost 3/4 ya nabatiania more than suba witata but wita no to achari batena mbeche choikiana extra county schools batena mbeche choikiana county schools so ana baka populate within the day schools nikenda achari bomba wa access kithomo kira na kinyago ka very difficult. One issue that I have told Antibatiania about this opportunity to kedia kithomo kiukia at the level of day school accessible and easy by giving a full bursary and scholarship. Non to betira, the kit that CDF is given, there is quite a huge amount of the percentage. Ile wito ki CDF allocation, ita ki education support. Almost to a tune of 40% actually in the body CDGF. Body na need a bracket of it. So to come back kubanga mutaratara moya, one thing will make education accessible. Number 2, ito kwenda ucheki services chetu closer to the people. Bibia to Mambuari Mantua services closer to the people. Motembei, I'm very passionate on we increase our administrative boundaries. Itiania West, you get in DC by le. And what Tiania West, you get in DC by actually almost all other constituencies by more than 2 DCs. Niki, because no kuminyanguchi to national government chia locate at the DC level, so that to tongele we will be able to have more allocation. Ya anabeto kwandi kwa kenda also tumba ku increase a wider scope ya ana kuona ngui. Besides all that, Mutembei, you know, Tiania has been left behind on other infrastructural development. Tiskuru tunachinja itakonda tutu na beja city. You can imagine for the last 10 years watalambe chirito nye the Tiania West is almost to a point 1.4 billion. But tutekumba kona what that money has done. Barabara wote hapo tutakailana barabara babu nyabo tukumba wote nyato memene urita barabara utaona Tiania no discussion ngure tela minginyemwe. Utikwa baba kwa barabara matinga na uya kwendela barabara ene tuture kwa manto barabara for the last 15 years the same road ila barabara chibati kuja kuja 5 years ago kenda tutakide kwa barabara ingi so tumea kuina manto barabara emwe on electricity coverage Mutembei we are among the lowest to compare na northeastern on the coverage no northeastern no kumenya bila bitu ma coverage where yako bwa in the vast area to way king bestima na inai but we are at that level we enjoy the inya stima batona we are the coverage of the minimum of the 50% for 80%. Tiania West. Nduwe na ututaraki mantua nduwe, of course that's a county function, but of course there is a bit of facility. Kutu na mantua mengi mno, but first thing, tuwe kidhoma accessible. Antubeto, anabeto bombe kwa opportunity. Ya kudhoma tuwa keskuru cheto che day school, nontu inaona beto bari, chumbe witaitia to a level. Yeah, other schools can bomba kwa competitive. And administrative issues, tuchoke Rwanda Rwanda, roturu ariri, nontu nukume Rwanda Rwanda, tuwetu ngambiri yura, thira nende kinyantu ibadha mire Rwanda Rwanda. Tuone kithira katuku mapu grazing zone ira chetu to amp with the security kitha ikambiche police to negotiation twake na mbeche chesiri no to na location of security to bakire camps chantu barakenda rendi asira to miita kenda to beto bombo karunara na bomba kwitha na security. Wow. So Tiania ina mantu mengi ya kuthithia, we only need a leader who knows where Tiania should go. Wow. Na mutongeri otena ruikumio na guchita ithithio theri aita negotiate into arete bange ba utule maru getha no utule maru into biete ate no to tarere whichever methodology you are going to use it anto bonito bio.
Thank you, Dr.
Yes.
Kaime no to cross direct nyetha raida in 30 seconds please kinyowe one or two story kimabango.
Thank you Hendwand 2027 kinyani ngwe choke teresine kairi abothu ku West then atuchokaliria abothu ku West we have lost our glory abothu ku West was before known for Ugambi then atuchoki Ugambi ringi abothu ku West kinyethera itu kwaliria barabara cia national government kuthwa chichokerete especially barabara chietu chia county my friend they are pathetic chithuki nkuruke kunge kunde we are known ku produce bia kuria kuma miundene kuma maria kuma majani kethera tekeitie tuturagia na ajuju gwetu. I am telling you anto betu patumiria bia kuria I just need an opportunity to thondeke area yetu because the resources are there.
Wow. Thank you Daktari ontupo kona kanya. Asante sana. Kaime, thank you very much. Thank you very much kiri barabonde pedra bawatanite na batua every morning kenda kutha tukigana umabara tu ina bwao debura akitha atibabwe tutithira tu Wero TV na batu na tuturitanirite kendo kuone matura kuthira ya itana mbere across the country na across the world. So itana mbere kuthia takiri mitando yetu ya ukinyaniria na twetana mbere kumithema tukiri mitando yo krinte chetu cha 7:30 na 9:30 hithira una tukwembea beta mutembea.